Now I'm just going to get rid of these because I know what you may be thinking. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. He's only been on a few minutes and he's already ruined his deck of cards. What's he going to do now? Fortunately, I've planned ahead for just such an eventuality. The three of us are going to have a drink, and then we're going to crack open these cards. It should keep us going for around about the next 3.5 hours. No, I'm kidding. It's not going to be more than about an hour and 3/4 most, I would guess. Now, there is actually a reason for these cards, and that is that recently I've been having a very weird dream. Not that one where you're chasing Stephen Fry through Accrington Town Centre dressed in a giant Womble suit. Everybody has that one. This one's much weirder. This one concerns a painting of me doing a card trick that my brother did for my birthday. I actually got it here. And I started to have this dream over and over again, and it became this kind of recurring nightmare where the painting, you know these things where you're doing something, I was doing a magic competition, you know, and it was all going horrible, and the painting kind of made it all go the same way every single time. No matter how I tried to change it, the painting seemed to change the future to match. So I decided the best way to try and exercise something like that is to act the dream out in reality, and hopefully it'll go away. So that's what all these decks of cards for. Now, I should mention that under normal circumstances, of course, when you take a deck of cards out of the box, you expect the deck of cards in the box to match the colour of the box. That's not actually the case with these decks of cards. There's decks of cards here from different boxes and they all don't match each other. Now, my wife would tell you that's because I'm the most disorganised person in the world and I never put anything back where it lives. And whilst she's probably right, that's not the reason. The reason is because this is exactly how it was in the dream. So, Diane, would you like to pick any one of these decks of cards at all? Okay. Now, obviously, you may think I've placed some out of your reach or some psychological arrangement, so it's up to you if you'd like to change your mind for a different deck of cards. You sure now? That's really weird, because in the dream you don't change your mind either. I should just explain, just to illustrate what I was saying, that if you'd taken this purple deck, the cards inside would actually have been red. The blue deck, for example, would have been a white deck, and so on. You get the idea. They're all just in the wrong deck, in the wrong cases. Just do a bit of stage management there. But this is the deck that you opted for. And the deck that you've gone for, as it happens, is a green deck. Now, I'd like you, if you wouldn't mind, just to give these a bit of a mix. Any kind of a mix that you're happy doing. It's, don't worry, just, don't let them put you off by watching. Just go for it. Anything at all will be lovely. Meantime, we're going to use this deck. Because in the dream, somebody selected a card that I didn't know what the card was, they didn't know what the card was, and nobody out there knew what the card was. So that's what we're going to do. We have to select a card completely at random. Now, I'm going to suggest, though, that whilst you're very welcome to mix the cards up, try not to do it so that we all see the faces, because then we know which way the cards are and so on. But if you can kind of do it, fine. Any kind of a mix that you're happy doing is absolutely wonderful. Are you done with yours? Super. Oh, I should just mention, just an aside, right, that at this point in the dream is when I tend to go for my handkerchief and realise I don't have a handkerchief because I don't actually have any pockets. And the reason I don't have any pockets is because I'm not actually wearing any trousers. Now, I don't feel the necessity to recreate the dream in that level of accuracy, but if you feel it's appropriate, no, fine, I kind of point taken. Just a thought there. So basically, we're happy now, Brian, lovely. What I'd like you to do, cut the deck into a couple of piles, 2 or 3 piles, whatever you like. That's super. Happy with that?
Happy with that.
Take the card that you cut to, if you would. Don't look at it. Don't show it to anybody. Do you have a pocket you can put that to the way in? Perfect. So we have an unknown mystery card. And I'm going to get rid of this deck here. Now, to come back to your green deck, just to check on this, is there any way I could possibly have known which deck that you would choose and that it would have been green? Well, of course there is, because you always choose the green deck in the dream. You're not buying any of this. Trust me, go with it, right? What I need you to do is to lift off a packet of cards, about a quarter of the deck, a dozen or so cards. You got them? Smashing. That's lovely. Now, there's no real way we can know exactly how many cards you've got. So if you just count those sort of face down onto my hand. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9. Oh, now that is a short quarter. But strangely in the dream, you always count 9 cards. You're not buying a word of this. Go with it, trust me. Meantime, Brian, in the dream I ask you to give me a random number between 9 and 21. Don't ask me why it's between 9 and 21, it just always is. But would you do that? 11, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, So this will be card number 11. Now, at this point, I have to give you a choice, right? Because it's entirely up to you. You said 11. But if you'd like to do, we can add another card making 12, or we can take one back making 10.
Stay at 11.
You sure now? Because in the dream, you always stay at 11.
No, stay at 11.
Okay, that's fine. I'll pop those in the middle. Now, we don't have so many cards left now, if you could just touch the back of any card at all, I'll use that to indicate the pack. That's lovely. So that's going to indicate the pile. Let's go. We've got the pile in the first two glasses. This one will indicate the pile in the third glass. There. And we've got a handful of cards left over, which, if I'm careful, I could probably just arrange on the front there. Now, I have been mentioning this painting, and I feel it's time that I showed it to you, because you may find this slightly disturbing. Not because it's a painting of me, although plenty of people will find it disturbing for just that reason. But it's because of what the painting actually shows. Let me unveil it. Quite a reasonable likeness, I think you'll agree. But the first thing that you'll notice, Diane, is that in the painting the cards in fact are green. Yeah, I know, you didn't believe me, I told you so. But there's a slightly odd thing here. If we look at the painting, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards across the front there. Would you? How many have we got across the front here?
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7.
7. Now it's starting to feel a little bit spooky. However, in the painting, you can see the faces of the cards on the packets that we've selected. So if I turn round, the cards that you randomly cut off, we have the 2 of hearts. Your number 11, the 3 of clubs, the card you just touched at random, 7 of spades. Thank you. Now, whilst this is now starting to look a little less like coincidence and a little more like fate, I haven't revealed everything to you. There's a small part of the painting I haven't yet shown you. You see, there's a card that you've had in your pocket since before we started these shenanigans, a card from a deck that you shuffled, that you cut, that you took unknown. Nobody knows what that card is. You don't know, I don't know, they don't know, but the painting does. Brian, if you take that card out, drop it face down on the table so nobody's yet seen it. Because I'd just like to recap at this point. Remember, the green cards, the 7 spare cards, the 2 of hearts, the 3 of clubs, the 7 of spades, and the king of diamonds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my nightmare. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I probably ruined your afternoon quite enough. Thank you very much, Diane. Thank you very much, Brian. You've been great sports. Enjoy the rest of the show, as I'm sure you will do. I look forward to seeing you a bit later on. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean McCree. Thank you, guys. Fantastic. I think that way is the safe way. Clear those into the box. I shall leave it.